I titled it, Don't Waste Your Life. When you understand just how valuable and fragile this life is, when you understand that, you'll realize that every single moment in your life, every single minute is precious because the next minute isn't promised. I realized this about life, and it taught me a lot this year. It taught me this, that most people, when they get towards the end of their life, they're wishing for more minutes, wishing for more time. Man, if I had 10 more minutes, I want 11 more minutes, please, please, please. And a lot of us, what we do is when we're wishing for more minutes for our life, we realize how many minutes we wasted in our life. And I want you to think about that right now. How many minutes have you wasted in your life? And I'm not talking about, being lazy. I'm not talking about that. Tonight, I'm talking about wasting minutes waiting on somebody to apologize to you. Some of us, we're in the same position. We're in the same place because we're waiting on an apology that we're never going to get. And we're hurt. We're heartbroken. We feel like we can't go on. We dive in this depression. And I'm not telling you that you should be bulletproof to these things, right? Trust me, when you go through something, you're going to feel that. But a lot of us, what we do is we waste our life waiting on somebody to be something in our life. Or we waste our life waiting on somebody to support us. We waste our life waiting for understanding on why we are going through situations, why something happened to happen to us. We expect like some magic thing to happen where somebody brings down a balloon of closure and say, here's your closure. Or somebody delivers to your front door and say, here's your closure. It's not going to happen in this life. The only closure you need is realizing that you deserve better. The only closure that you need is realizing that this life is not guaranteed and your future holds you the better that you wish to have. Your future holds your healing. Your future holds your best you. Your future holds the greatest you. Your future holds the version of yourself that is meant to be because of the things that you went through. I understand hard times are hard. I understand hard times suck. I understand when somebody does something wrong with you, or somebody leaves your life, or somebody doesn't support you, or somebody stabs you in the back, or somebody talks about you, your job fires you, or people aren't as loyal to you as to them. People don't reciprocate what you give them. I understand how bad that hurts. But my question to you is, what are you going to do when those things happen? You can just sit in a place and waste the rest of your life and tell the story that how this person did you wrong, how this job did you wrong, how the NFL, that's like me talking about how the NFL did me wrong for the rest of my life. And I get no more from my life. Y'all know my story. Because that happened in my life, I was able to find what was meant for my life. I didn't surrender to my struggle. I didn't surrender to my pain. And you got to do the same thing. Some of you are going through the hardest times of your life, but if with your permission, those hardest times of your life can build the strongest strength in your life. The hardest times in your life can build your best life. And this is not no motivational speech. This is the truth. But I'm so afraid that a lot of us on this live are going to die waiting. We're going to die waiting on our greatness. We just expecting our greatness just to happen. What are you doing every single day to move yourself towards the best you? You might say, Trent, I don't have the tools. I don't have the resources. I don't have, because of my circumstance, I don't have this, I don't have that. But you have you. You have faith. When I first started RehabTime, wasn't nobody supporting me. When I first started RehabTime, I had to get it out the mud. I had to build it from the ground up. But I understood what God put in my heart. Could no man stop that? Could no fear stop that? Could no lack of support stop that? Could no setback stop that? Could no opinion stop that? And a lot of us, we are waiting for somebody to give us something that we got to give ourselves. You're waiting for somebody to love you when you haven't loved yourself. You're waiting on somebody to believe in you when you haven't believed in yourself. You're waiting on somebody to give you an apology when you haven't apologized to yourself. Some of us, we owe that to ourselves. We owe that apologies for us to say, man, you know what? Let me apologize to myself for wasting my life. Let me apologize to myself for not getting the most out of my life. It starts with you. You tell people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. You tell people how to treat you by how you respect yourself. You tell people how to treat you by what you accept. And some of us, we are staying in a place of hurt. We're staying in a place of lack. We're staying in a place of less because we're waiting on people to do something for our life or give something to our life. You're not in control of that. You can't control somebody giving you an apology that you deserve. You can't control somebody supporting you that you supported. You can't control somebody talking about you that don't like you. You can't control how your job is treating you. You can't control none of those things, but what you are in control of, which you continue to accept. What you are in control is where you choose to stay at and where you choose to grow from. The truth of the matter is, some of us are in terrible situations right now. And I understand that. And I get that. And I'm sensitive to that. But you know what? You don't have to stay there. You don't. It's a choice. Nothing can control your life without your permission. Nothing can continue to control your life without your permission. Nothing can continue to break your heart without your permission. Nothing can continue to make you feel less without your permission. Stop giving people permission to control you and give yourself permission to get the most out of your life. Give yourself permission to take your life to the next level. Give yourself permission to grow your life and make you realize, like, damn, I didn't need those people anyway. Damn, I didn't need that job anyway. I understood, man, dang, the thing I was praying for was actually the thing that was holding my life back. The thing I was praying for to come back into my life was actually the thing that I didn't need in my life. But you got to make that decision. But some of us, we allow our pain, we allow our hurt, we lean on our own understanding and we think, man, my life is over because this is over. No, maybe that had to be over so your true life could begin. Maybe that had to be over so you can understand what true love is. Maybe that had to be over so you can understand how great you are. Sometimes you have to remove yourself from toxic situations to realize those situations were toxic. Some of us on this live right now, we're in toxic environments that we don't even know are toxic because we haven't experienced anything different. You became so used to it. You became so used to the pain that you forgot happiness is still an option. You became so used to the lack of support that you forgot that true support is still an option. Alexa, turn off. You forgot. Alexa's feeling me too. She started playing music in the background. You didn't got so used to whatever it is that you forgot the opposite is still an option. It is still an option for your life. Stop thinking your life is over. Some of us on this live, we've given ourselves a death sentence. And I'm going to tell you, what you feed your soul, it will grow. What you feed your mind, it will grow. If you're telling yourself, my life is over, this is over, I'm too old, nobody's going to love me again, I'm never going to get the chance to do X, Y, Z. If you're telling yourself that, your life will produce that. The seeds that you plant in your mind will harvest in your life. I don't care how impossible it may seem to get over. I don't care how impossible it may seem to get through. I don't know how impossible it may seem to get by, to heal from it, but you got to. Because I don't want you to get to the way. I don't want you to get to the end of your life and you look back and say, dang, I wish I had more minutes, but I wasted so many minutes of my life. I wish I had more time, but I wasted so much time in my life. I wasted so much time begging somebody to be back in my life. I wasted so much time silencing my greatness because I was afraid to fail. I wasted so much time. Get the most out of it. In 2022, make a commitment to stop selling your life and get the most out of your life. Get the most out of it. That's available to you. My life changed when I made a decision to get the most out of my life. I said, you know what? I'm not going to live in fear no more. I'm not going to live in fear of opinions, what people say. I'm going to get the most out of my life. Whatever God put in my heart, I'm going to water that seed and I'm going to get the most out of my life. I'm going to go hard for it. Because I promise you, when I get to the end of my life, I'm going to give myself a standing ovation because I know I didn't waste my life. I refuse to live my life in regret, and I'm going to live my life and rejoice. And some of you, you're in situations where you're hurt, somebody's walked out of your life, and now you sitting here being controlled by somebody that's already moved on for you. You sitting here being controlled by a friend that ain't worried about you. Maybe God had to remove certain things and people from your life because he needs to make more room for the right things in your life. Y'all got to realize, man, God's rejection, God's elimination is oftentimes God's protection, God's blessing for your life. The thing that you crying over should be the thing that you celebrating over. The thing that you thinking like, man, I can't go on. That's the things that build you up. When you look back on your journey, it's not the perfection that made you who you are. It's not the good times that made you who you are. It's not the sunshine that made you who you are. It's the things that you went through, the things that you grew through, the things that you broke through, the things that you healed through, the things that you overcome. Those things are the things that make you. You can't have strength without the struggle. Some of us, we want to be strong individuals, but we don't want to go through nothing. Some of us want to grow our life, but we don't want rain. That's a part of it, right? I wish that I can just grow with the sun. That's it. But rain is a part of it. When I asked God for growth, you know what happened? A lot of storms came into my life. But those storms brought wisdom. Those storms brought perspective. Those storms brought understanding. Those storms brought courage. Those storms brought strength. And now I'm able to talk to you like this. See, your journey's not just for you. Do y'all realize that? Your journey's not just for you. Some of y'all think y'all's journey is just for you. Your journey is not just for you. Your journey is to help other people that's going to go through the same journey as you. But if you stay stuck on it, listen to me. Listen to me. I hope I'm not too passionate for y'all tonight. All right, but I'm talking to somebody on this live. I don't know who it is. It could be one of y'all. And it's to you. Do not stay stuck on a chapter waiting for somebody to give you or for something to come show up in your life. Some of you are stuck on a chapter, and you've been stuck on this chapter for years. You've been stuck on this chapter for years. Some of you have been rereading the same chapter over and over and over and over again. Going back, pressing rewind in your life, trying to fix the things that were meant to be deleted from your life, but you're trying to keep those things in your life. So you keep pressing rewind over and over and over again. You keep reading the same chapter over and over and over again. You're reading the same chapter expecting a different ending. The ending is already shown in your life. You already experienced that situation, that chapter, but you still on the same chapter. And you haven't turned the page. And when you don't turn the page, I'm going to tell you what happens. When you don't turn the page, you don't finish your story in life. Turn that light on, babe. I had that light for a reason. Turn on that story. Turn on that story in life. I mean, it's all good. Finish your story in life. When you stay stuck on the same chapter and you don't find the courage to turn the page, you don't finish your story. And all the chapters that didn't make sense never will make sense. All the bad chapters, all the chapters of struggle, they'll never make sense because you stay stuck in it. But when you turn the page, because like a lot of you are going to do tonight, all 2,000 of you, when you turn the page, and the ones that are going to watch this later on the replay, when you turn the page and you turn the page with faith, you turn the page with a little bit of the little bit that you have inside you, the little bit of energy that you have inside you, the little bit of faith that you have inside you. When you turn the page and you start to realize and grow your life, you start to realize and progress your life, you start to realize and expand your life, you start to realize and level up your life, you look back and say, oh, these chapters had to happen in order for this to take place. Oh, since I turned the page and now I'm on this new chapter, now the old chapters make sense. The old chapters wasn't meant to break me. Those old chapters were meant to build me. Oh, those old chapters wasn't to show me that my life is over. Those old chapters were to show me that my life was just beginning. Oh, those old chapters weren't the best of my life. Oh, those old chapters were just a part of my life that will lead me to my best life. Y'all ain't feeling me. If you feel me, say straight up, man. If you feel me, say straight up, man. I know I'm speaking to somebody tonight. I know I'm speaking to somebody tonight. Stop wasting your life. Don't die a skeleton. All right, don't die a skeleton sitting there waiting. Our skeleton's gonna be, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for the apology. I'm just waiting for the closure. I'm just waiting on somebody to believe in me. I'm just waiting on somebody to give me an opportunity. You gotta go create it, baby. You gotta create your closure. You gotta create your closure. Create it. And the way you create your closure is by moving on with your damn life. The way you create your closure is by getting the most out of your life. The way you create your closure is take all these little broken pieces, right? And you build a masterpiece with it. And you realize those pieces weren't broken. Those pieces were necessary in order to create your masterpiece, baby. That's what you got to do. You got to do that. You got to create your own closure. That's what it's about. Creating your own closure is not staying stuck on a chapter waiting for understanding. I had to create my own closure when it came to football. If I would have just stayed there and just told people that I was an NFL player for the rest of my life and I lived there for the rest of my life like so many athletes do, I will live in depression for the rest of my life. But I say, you know what? I'm not going to be stuck on this chapter. This chapter is over in my life. It hurts that I have to close this chapter. I wanted this chapter to last forever, but the truth is this chapter is over, so I got to turn the page and walk in an unfamiliar path that will lead me to the perfect purpose for my life. And it did that. And I realize now, like, oh, I created my own closure. You got to create your own closure. And how you do that. Some of y'all, somebody's walked out of your life or did you wrong or you're in a bad situation, you waiting on closure. Create your own closure. And I'm sure somebody on this live right now, even from a relationship or a friendship standpoint, you might have had a bad person or bad friends in your life. And you say, you know what? I'm going to move on. I'm going to create my closure. I'm going to go work on myself. I'm going to figure out how to love myself more. I'm not going to allow this setback to hold me back, but to propel me for my comeback. And now you got the right people in your life. Now you got the right person in your life. Now you got the right friends in your life. You're like, oh, I had to go through that to get to this. See, none of us want to take the journey, y'all. We don't want to take the journey of growth. We don't want to take the journey of healing. We don't want to take the journey of perseverance. We don't want to take the journey. We don't. We don't. We want it just to happen. We want to stay in the chapter and expect a different story. Just think about that for a moment. Think about that for a moment. We want to stay in the same chapter and expect a different ending. and expect a different story. Alexandra, you asked me, what if you don't know your purpose? Understand this. Stop searching for it and realize you are purpose. Right? Stop doing Google searches. How do you find your purpose? And realize the purpose that you're searching for is you. Your purpose is not something you search for. Your purpose is who you are. Your purpose is not something that's outside of you. It's inside of you. Understand that. So realize with your life, be who you are. Give your full, authentic self to certain things. What are you passionate? What are you convicted about? Right? What are you convicted about? Because I didn't think this was my, I don't want to get no purpose talk right now, y'all, because this will be a whole nother live. I'll do that maybe next time. Go listen to my podcast, Straight Up, episode 2. It's What is Purpose, or How Do You Find Your Purpose? One of the first few episodes. Go listen to that, and it'll dive in deep. But I will say this about purpose. It's listening to the conviction in your heart. A lot of us don't never live the life that's meant for us because the life that's meant for us doesn't look sexy at first, right? We think that we need all these things to live this certain life because we're leaning on our own understanding. And for me, it took me walking the unfamiliar path to live the life that was meant for me. To live the life that was meant for me. So just make a decision. I know this is not 2022 yet, and we're not waiting to 2022, but make a decision tonight to stop wasting your life. I want you to look around, look at your life, evaluate your life, and just ask yourself this question. Thanks for the stars, Melissa. Just ask yourself this question. Am I wasting my life? In every area of your life, ask yourself, am I wasting my life? Because if you waste your life, it is the perfect recipe to regretting your life. Remember, when we get to the end of this life, what we wish for is more minutes. I hope you get to the end of your life and you say, man, I don't need no more minutes because I got the most out of my life and I lived every minute to the fullest. I didn't live any time, well, I'm going to say any time. We all live the time in our life where we regret a little bit. But from this moment on, this day on, you say, you know what? I didn't waste my life. November 23rd, 2021, I didn't waste my life anymore. I made a decision tonight, right now, to not waste my life. A single minute or moment anymore. I'm not wasting my life. When you understand just how valuable and precious this life is, you won't waste it. Thanks, Jessica, for the stars. Thank you, Amber, for the stars. I appreciate you. That's all I want to tell y'all tonight, man. I know I talked a lot tonight. I know I went all over the place tonight. But the main message, man, is just think about that chapter. Like, think about that parable with that, right? Think about your life right now as a chapter. You're on this chapter, and this chapter might have been rough for you. This chapter might be good for you. But the only way you get to a new chapter is by turning the page, and you turn the page by making a choice. You make a choice not to settle no more. You make a choice not to accept less no more. You make a choice to get the most out of your life and not waste your life. You make a choice to be a hero for those around you. You make a choice to serve. You just make a choice. That's how you turn the page. You make a choice. And then as you turn that page is blank. And then God gave you the pen to write the story for your life. You write the chapter. This next chapter of your life doesn't have to be like the last chapter of your life. It doesn't. I don't care what the circumstances are. It doesn't. You're a choice away from a new beginning. Thank you, Desiree, for the stars. You're a choice away from a new beginning. You have a blank canvas. A blank canvas that you have the pen in your hand and you can choose to write this chapter. And I want you to focus on what you can control in this chapter of your life. If these people in your life aren't good for you, then make the decisions that you need to make. If you know some people in your life that are good for you, then make the decision that you need to make to be around them more. If you got some things in your life that you're dealing with that you know that don't serve your life and don't serve your purpose, make the decision to no longer do those things. If you're waiting on closure, make the decision to create your own closure. Only you know what it is that you're going through. And God loves us to make a choice. Because when we make a choice, we show that we're trusting him. That's what faith is. Faith isn't God doing everything for us. Faith is knowing that a door is going to open that don't even exist. But I'm going to walk towards that door that I feel in my heart where I'm supposed to go. And I know one day that door will open. That's faith. Faith is stepping out the boat. It isn't God getting Peter out the boat. It's him stepping out the boat and trusting that God will take care. That's faith. And some of y'all need to understand that where you're at right now in your life. Some of you are wasting your life because you're afraid. You're waiting. You're waiting for signs. You're waiting for a reason. You're waiting. Let this be your damn sign. Let this be it. Let this be whatever it is for you. And I'm not telling you just to walk away from things in your life, but only you know the things in your life that are causing you to waste your life. Only you know. And I made a decision when I was 25 years old. And I said, you know what? I know I'm not going to live a perfect life. I know I'm going to live a very progressive life. But from this day on, I'm going to try and progress to get the most out of my life. And I made that decision 12 years ago. And 25 to 30 was still a struggle. 30 to 35, less of a struggle. 35 to 37, where I'm at right now, a little bit less of that struggle. But it started with me making a decision and me saying, you know what? I'm going to turn the page. If you're going to turn the page tonight, I want you to say amen. If you're going to turn the page tonight, I want you to say amen. If you're going to start a new beginning tonight, I want you to say amen. I don't care what happened in your past. I don't care about the past chapters. I don't care people trying to chain you to those chapters. I don't care about that. We're not wasting our life no more. We're not wasting our life trying to get people on the same page as us. We're not wasting our life trying to get people to like us. We're not wasting our own life trying to please people who can't be pleased. We're not wasting our life losing ourselves just to keep somebody in our life. We're not wasting our life trying to give support to the people who don't support us. We're not wasting our life giving loyalty to situations that don't deserve our loyalty. We're not wasting our life no more. We're not wasting our life living a life and working a job that's killing us. We're not wasting our life no more. Nah, that's played out. Wasting your life is played out. Selling for less is played out. And the only people that got a problem with you doing that are the people who can no longer benefit off of your life by you selling for less. The people who are going to have a problem with you not wasting your life no more are the people that were probably, and the things that were probably contributing to you wasting your life. So don't sit there and let people keep you in a chapter because, oh man, hold on. Don't let people keep you in a chapter because that chapter is beneficial to them. Because everybody ain't going to make it to your next chapter. And a lot of times it's those people that really used you in the chapter that you in that will try to keep you in this chapter that you in. Because they know when you turn the page and you experience life without stress, you experience life without toxic, you experience life without drama, you experience life without peace, without problems, you experience life without headaches, and you start to experience life with peace, you start to experience life with love, you start to experience life with support, you start to experience life with fulfillment, I tell you what's going to happen. You will never go back to that chapter in your life. But some of us, we never get to experience it, so we never know what we're missing. Don't let people keep you in a chapter that you need to close. Create your own closure. Take ownership over your life. And don't waste another damn minute of your life. Because it's the minutes that we regret, or it's the minutes that we will rejoice. But when we get to this end of this life, no more minutes will be promised. And so those minutes can be cherished, or those minutes can be regret. You got to make that choice, right? I can't make it for you. And statistically, I hope that I'm wrong, but maybe 10 out of all 2,000 of you that's on here right now will actually create a new chapter in their life. Maybe 10. The rest of us are going to hear this message. We're going to type in the chat. We're going to get emotionally high. Thank you, love, for the stars. We're going to get emotionally high, and then we're going to go back because we're going to allow fear to pull us back to that chapter. We're going to allow loneliness to pull us back to that chapter. We're going to allow all these other things, man, to pull us back to that chapter. So you got to have a plan right now on why you cannot go back to that chapter in your life, why you're never going to go back to this chapter. Remind yourself, put it on your screensaver, put it on your mirror, tattoo it on your body, right? Whatever it is that you got to do, remind yourself of why you cannot go back to this chapter of suffering anymore in your life. You got to remind yourself. And as you go into this new chapter, it's going to be contagious. And you're going to create more new chapters in your life, and more and more and more and more, and beautiful chapters. But this is the story. Nobody's story is just beautiful, right? Everybody's story is beautiful. Let me say that. Everybody's story is beautiful, but nobody's story is perfect. And it's the imperfections in the story that make it beautiful. So don't feel bad tonight if you're like, man, Trent, like I'm settling and all this stuff, or I'm not doing this with my life, or I'm working a job that I hate and I know it's more for my life, and don't beat yourself up. Just acknowledge where you're at. Face your reality. Because the only way we create a new reality in our life is we face the one that we currently in. We can't win our war by running from our battles. So accept it. But also accept that this is not the end. This is the beginning. This might be the end of a chapter, but this is a beginning to a new life. This might be the end of a chapter, but this is the beginning to a new you. This might be the end of a chapter, but this is the beginning to you being the greatest version of yourself. You deserve to meet that person. You deserve to meet that person. You deserve it. But what you continue to allow in your life will continue to happen. I cannot stress that enough to you. And y'all heard me talk about this for the last 12 years. But some of y'all got to get it through your thick skulls. Like, what you continue to allow will continue to happen. What you allow will continue. 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 I tell myself that almost every morning. I tell myself it all starts with you every morning. What you allow will continue, Trent. Nothing's going to change if you continue to allow it, because I know you're in control of two things: what you give and what you accept. You're in control of what you accept. You don't have to accept anything that's less than what you deserve. You don't have to accept anything in your life. You don't have to accept it. And not accepting it might make life seem harder, right? It might bring a lot of other things that come with not accepting it. A lot of drama, a lot of, conflict. But ask yourself, where does that lead to? And as I get off here tonight, I'm going to go to Instagram. But as I get off of here tonight, don't leave, because I want y'all to hear this last little part that I feel like could touch your soul. And while we're on here, just to let y'all know, thanks for the stars. To let y'all know that number at the bottom, the text VIP, it's for people who want the rehab merch. A lot of y'all want it. That VIP is in my text community that will get first access to it, okay? So if you want merch, be a part of that, because it will sell out and it probably won't be available to the public. So that's what that's down there for, just for the people who got on here late. If you don't want merch, don't text VIP. And just text the words VIP, not Hi Trent VIP, just VIP. It'll put you in the list. As I leave here tonight with you, and as we move into resting tonight, hopefully this helped you rest tonight. Not just sleep, but actually have rest. Yeah. When you choose every day to get the most out of it and not waste your life, no matter if that day is perfect, no matter if that day is hard, it brings a sense of fulfillment to your life, knowing that you're moving towards something greater. The problem that a lot of us have when it comes to moving forward and moving on with our life, and when I say moving on, it's not from a relationship, all the time. It could be from a job. It could be from a sport. It could be from a time of your life, school. The problem that we have when it comes to moving on and moving forward, should I say, is that we don't think about the end result. We oftentimes get wrapped up in the moment, and we don't think about what the moment is actually producing. You know, if you think about anything that is constructed, there's a part of the construction process that's not beautiful. It's a part of, building a house. They gotta, do the foundation. That's not beautiful. They gotta put up, the dang, I'm about to say the skeleton of the house. Can't slip in my mind right now, but the build, they gotta put up the build. They gotta put up, different things. And I remember when our house was getting built, I was like, dang, this don't look good. Until I came to the finished product, but I always told myself, this is a part of the process. It's a part of the process. And if you look at a lot of things in life, the process isn't always beautiful, but what the process produces is. And so some of you are making a decision to start a new chapter in your life. And some of us, we're expecting everything to be sweet, Gucci, kosher, beautiful, perfect. That's not always the case. Because if you're making decisions in your life that involve removing things or removing people or involve you changing things, it's going to be a phase of ugliness. It's going to be a phase of uncomfort. It might be a phase of conflict. But remember what all of that is producing at the end. Because some of us would rather stay in the comfortable pain that keeps us in pain. What I mean by comfortable pain, a familiar pain. But we're so used to that pain that we stay in that pain because we're afraid of the unknown. And all that does is lead to the same pain. But there is a pain of moving forward. There is a pain of moving on. There is a pain of letting go. There is a pain of starting something new. There is a pain of starting a new chapter because you're having to release things from your life that have been attached to you. There's a pain in that. But I call that the beautiful pain because that pain leads to something beautiful. That pain leads to peace, not the same pain. That pain leads to the better you, not the you that's been settling. So as you're going through this season of transformation, as you're going through this season of change, this season of construction in your life, tell yourself that this is a beautiful pain because I know what this is building. I know what this is leading to. And for you that's in that comfortable pain, that pain that you know you don't deserve no more from yourself, from the things that you're doing, from the things that you're in. Maybe it's you judging yourself, low self-esteem, you criticizing yourself. Maybe it's addictions. Tell yourself, this is an ugly pain that's going to continue to lead to something that's not beautiful. But you got to make that choice. I don't want you to waste your life, man. I want you to get the most out of it. And I'm talking to you today from a person that has done that and continues to do that.
Hey, what's up, rehabs across the world? Trent here. Thank you for watching our new video. I hope it impacted your life. Listen, we're impacting lives all across the world. I want you to know this. It's because of you. It's because of you supporting the messages and sharing the messages. And speaking about sharing the messages, if this video touched your heart, if it's on your heart, please press share because I promise you this. There's somebody in the world right now that needs to watch this video. And by you pressing share, you become a hero in their life. I get messages every single day say, Trent, I had no idea what rehab time was yesterday, but my friend shared the video. I saw it on the timeline, and man, did I need it. We're gonna continue to impact the world only with your help. We appreciate you. But like I say at the end of every single video, it all starts with you. It's rehab time.